What is up, you amazing people of the Fortitude? Hey, I want to start out by just thanking you so much for being a part of this community. There's so many people that are already subscribing on YouTube and following on Spotify. And the messages that I have received thus far are so encouraging. You guys are awesome. And thank you so much. You guys are sending messages saying that it's really encouraging you, how refreshing it is to hear some vulnerability. And that's what I want this community to be. And so thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for your feedback. Feel free to message me and let me know what you're experiencing in these podcasts. Today, I want to delve into the word that inspired this podcast, the word fortitude. The word fortitude is a noun. It's a person, it's a place, or a thing. It's the fire within us, right? That we tap into when things go awry, that pushes us and propels us forward. I'm going to give you Merriam-Webster's dictionary definition of the word fortitude. Fortitude is strength of mind that enables a person to encounter danger or bear pain or adversity with courage. That person prevails and moves forward, doesn't cower out, taps into the fortitude within, and faces it head on. Fortitude is that fire that resides on the inside, that pushes us forward. To me, it's not just a term. It's a way of life. It's a way of being. It can also be a collective, just like we are, encouraging one another, right? The thing that we can tap into, the energy, the force, the whatever you want to call it, that we tap into to continue through whatever life throws at us. And I was with you guys last week and I brought a story to you of a time when I was in despair and I dealt with depression all the way to the thoughts of suicide. And I want to continue down this journey and I want to express to you some personal bouts that I faced when I tapped into fortitude to move forward. One of those being when I first found out about my firstborn daughter. It freaked me out, man. It's absolutely scary. I'm sure some of you fathers out there can relate whenever you first hear the words out of your wife's mouth or girlfriend's mouth that we're pregnant. So back up a week prior, I was doing trade work with my uncle. I wanted to be an electrician. Wanted to study to be an electrician, and you have to take time with this. You have to get hours under your belt and work under a master electrician. I found out it was going to take me 5 years to get my electrical license. And what did I do? As a crazy young punk, I said, I am not going to give 5 years of my life over to studying to be a master electrician. Now I'm kicking myself in the butt for it. Let's be honest. But all that to say, I quit. And the very next day, my ex-wife tells me, we're pregnant. All the emotions rush in. All the shame. Right? How are you going to provide for a child? You just quit your job. You're not good enough. All the words of fear, of doubt started to pour into my brain. And that's when it hit me. That's when my back was up against the wall and I said, I'm not giving up on this child. I'm not giving up on myself. I'm going to push forward. And so I got another job. And I was working for my father-in-law at the time, delivering pizzas. And I made it work, man. I pressed in. Work that I didn't want to do, but I did because I needed to pave the way forward. I needed to fight through and make it. That was the first time in my life where I really felt this power of fortitude. Also, whenever I decided I wanted to be a missionary full time and how much money it was going to cost to go, right? And looking at my bank account and realizing there's no way that I'm going to be able to make it. But I had that fortitude, I had that desire within me, and I left with the little that I had in my bank account. And when I landed on the lands of South Africa, there was a deposit in our bank account that met everything that we needed for that time being. Moving forward, yes, the bout of suicide, right? This struggle of, is my life worth it? Would the world be a better place without me? These questions, right? And I took them on and I processed through those, and man, being able to deal with the grief and loss that I shared about last week really helped me to move forward, right? Challenging this thing head on and saying, yes, I am worth it. Yes, my life is worth it, right? And again, I'll implore you again today, if you are feeling that, reach out to somebody, reach out to this community, be heard, because your life matters. I experienced the unfortunate event of divorce, and it kills to experience something like that. Whether you want it or you don't want it, it is not a place where you want to be, and it defeated me for a period. My mental state was fried. If I didn't have the friends around me to be able to process stuff with, man, I may have gone back to that place. But also, because I had gone through that stuff already, those sick and twisted thoughts, I was able to deal with the event, the circumstance, or the situation in front of me. I was able to put on fortitude again and walk in that authority. Challenge these terrible things in life, right? And again say, I am worth it. My life has purpose and value. And move forward, right? Move forward in life. Everyday life is no walk in the park, right? It's hard. It's challenging. Life has a wicked way of throwing curveballs, man. And none of us like to experience it. But it's the challenges in life that gives us the opportunity to experience this great thing called fortitude. It makes us question deep down inside of us, what is the purpose? How can I overcome this? It puts us in a place of almost desperation, right? This place of, how am I going to move forward? I want you to think of somebody that's a hero or an icon in your life. Somebody that you look up to. And can I tell you something? They have experienced hardship in their life. Be it divorce, be it losing a family member or a close loved one, right? Experiencing financial turbulence, right? These men and women experienced these things. And they dug deep. And they decided not to be overcome by that situation or that circumstance. And rise up from the rubble and move forward. That is what propelled them to success, to greatness. And some would say the people around you, right, help you achieve that success and that greatness. That's what I want this community to be. That's why I named it the Free Fortitude Podcast. Let's keep it real. Fortitude is not putting on a fake smile. It's addressing the challenges that are right in front of you, staring at you, yelling in your face, telling you you're not good enough, telling you that you're not worth it, that you won't make it. It's about whenever things get absolutely gnarly and you still find the strength within you to stand up to those things. It's the acknowledgement that there are people around you that love you and that care about you, and that together you can face challenges in life head on. That we can lean on our brother, we can lean on our sister to help us and encourage us to get through. That's what this community is. In a nutshell, Fortitude is that warrior on the inside of you. It's that street smart guide. It's the powerhouse of resilience that's within inside you. My journey, just like yours, is filled with different situations and circumstances that are gritty and messy and hard to get through. And I want you to think about those times when you could have given up, when you could have thrown in the towel, but you didn't. You continued. And I want every podcast, every episode to be an encouragement, to be a testimony, to continue forward so that you dig deep and remember that fortitude, remember that powerhouse, remember that resilience on the inside of you and move. It's the relentless beat that continues to beat over and over and over again, reminding you of that unshakable reservoir of resilience that dwells within inside of you. That is what fortitude is, men and women of the Fortitude. I'm so pumped for the people that are going to share their testimonies, their stories of life and being at the lowest point and prevailing forward, what it means to be an entrepreneur, what drove somebody to get out a pen and paper and write down that amazing book that they experienced. I cannot wait to share it with you. All that to say, here's to you. Here's to the fortitude that we forge on and stand strong. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in to today's episode. If this resonated with you today, please go to YouTube, Spotify, follow, turn on notifications. That way you are alerted whenever a new podcast comes out and you can listen to it fresh.